Hello everyone. In this video, we are going to see the numerical problem on Sway portal frame. This is second part. In unit number 3, flexibility method for the subject structural analysis 2. So this is the statement of a numerical problem that we have seen in video 1. Analyze the portal frame shown in the figure by flexibility method. Draw bending moment and shear pull diagram. So this is the Sway portal frame loaded as shown in the figure. In the last video, we have first find out the degree of static indeterminacy. So the degree of static indeterminacy was 3, and we have considered the redundant as vertical reaction at D, horizontal reaction at D, and moment at D. Okay. Then we have seen the displacement corresponding to redundant in original structure. We have find out dq1, dq2 and dk3. So this is the dq matrix. Afterwards, we have done the displacement analysis of the release structure with load. In that we have find out the bending moment in release structure with loads, and these are the values. Then we have done the displacement analysis in release structure with q1 equal to 1, and we have find out the values of bending moment in release structure with q1 equal to 1. We have find out the values of bending moment in release structure with q2 equal to 1, and then bending moment in release structure with q3 equal to 1. In this way, we have completed this displacement analysis of the release structure for the different conditions. Okay, so then we have done the displacement analysis corresponding to redundant in release structure, that is dTL. So dTL is equal to integration 0 to L. So capital M into small m upon EI into dx. So this is the formula. Okay. Now dQL1. So here instead of m small m, you have to put m1. Okay, and do the calculation. So here the value of dQL1 is minus 2200.625 upon EI. Okay. Next we will find out dQL2. Okay. Sorry, dQ. So then we have calculated dQL2. In dQL2, instead of small m, you have to put m2. Okay, and multiply capital M by m2. So whatever the values are there in the column of capital M, that you have to multiply with the values that are in the column M2. Okay, and after doing this, we have found out dQL2. Okay, after calculating dQL2, you have to find out dQL3. Okay, so this is value of dQL3. So this is the value of dQL3, that is minus 942.92 upon EI. So after calculating dQL1, dQL2 and dQL3, okay, you have to put those values in dQL matrix. Okay, and this is the dQL matrix. Okay. Now next in this video we'll first going to find out the flexibility coefficient. Okay, so flexibility coefficients. So here first coefficient is F11. So the formula is integration 0 to L m1 into m1 upon EI into dx. So here F11 means m1 into m1. So here whatever the values are there in m1 column, that you have to multiply by the m1 only. So here for the first zone df, here value of m1 is 0. For fc again the value is 0. So this for these two terms zone the value will be 0. Then for c the limit is 0 to 1.5. So x into x upon EI, plus for EB again limit is 1.5 to 3. Again x into x. And for BA, the limit is 0 to 4, 3 into 3 upon EI into dx. And if you solve this integration on the calculator, we'll get this value. And the final value of F11 is 45 upon EI. So this is the value of F11. In the same way, you have to find out the value of F12. You have to find out the value of F12 and F21. So here what should be the value of small m? It is m1 into m2 or m2 into m1. Both will be the same. So integration 0 to L m1 into m2 upon ei into dx. So here again for first two zone the value of m1 is 0. So we have to start from the zone C. So integration 0 to 1.5. So m1 is x, m2 is 3. So 3 into x upon ei plus integration 1.5 to 3 into x. Then integration 0 to 4, 3 into 3 minus 6 upon ei into dx. So we are multiplying m1 into m. Okay. So after putting the values in this formula, you have to solve this integration and you will get this value. So final value of f12 equal to f21 is equal to 25.5 upon ei. Okay. So this is the value of second flexibility coefficient, that is f12 equal to f21. Okay. Okay. The next is f13 equal to f31. So here m1 should be multiplied by m3 or m3 should be multiplied by m1. Both will be same. So m1 for first two zone value of m1 is 0. So for that term the values will be 0. So for C integration 0 to 1.5, here value is x, for m3 value is 1. So x into 1. Then integration 1.5 to 3, again here value is x, here value is 1, x into 1 upon ei. Then for zone BA, the limit is 0 to 4, value of m1 is 3 and value of m3 is 1. So 3 into 1 upon ei. After solving this integration, we will get this value. So here the value of f13 equal to f31 is equal to 16.5 upon ei. Okay. So in this way we have found out the three coefficient. Okay. So the next coefficient is f22. So here as it is f22, so here m2 should be multiplied by m2. Okay. So f22 equal to integration 0 to L m2 into m2 upon ei into dx. So m2 column will be multiplied by m2 column here only. So first for first zone df, the limit is 0 to 1, x multiplied by x. Then for next zone fc, the limit is 1 to 3, x multiplied by x upon ei. Then for next zone C, limit is 0 to 1.5, 3 multiplied by 3. Then for zone EB, limit is 1.5 to 3, 3 multiplied by 3 upon ei into dx. So next zone is BA, limit is 0 to 4, 3 minus x multiplied by 3 minus x upon ei. Okay. So we have put the values of m2 in the above formula. Okay. Here for all the zone the value of ei is constant. After solving this integration we'll get this value, and finally we'll get the value of f22, that is 45.33 upon ei. Okay. After calculating f22 we'll calculate f23. So the formula for f22 is f23 equal to f32 equal to integration 0 to L m2 into m2 upon ei into dx. Now here m2 row, here should be 3. So instead of 2, here there should be 3. Okay. So here because 2 into 3 it should be, so m2 into m3 upon ei. So here m2 column will be multiplied by m3. So here what is the first zone? BF, integration 0 to 1, x into 1 upon ei into dx. Okay. So next zone is FC, limit is 1 to 3, so x into 1 upon ei into dx. So next zone is C, limit 0 to 1.5, 3 into 1 upon ei into dx. So the next zone is EB, 1.5 to 3. Okay. 1.5 to 3, so 3 into 1. Okay, 3 into 1 upon ei, and last zone is BA, limit is 0 to 4. Okay, so 3 minus x into 1 upon ei. Okay, so after solving this integration we'll get this value, and final value of f23 equal to f32 is 17.5 upon ei. Okay. Then the last flexibility coefficient is f33. Okay. So here we have to multiply m3 by m3. So all the values of m3 is 1. Okay. So here For first zone df, limit is 0 to 1, so 1 multiplied by 1 upon ei into dx. For zone fc, limit is 1 to 3, 1 multiplied by 1 upon ei into dx. Next zone is c, limit is 0 to 1.5, 1 into 1 upon ei into dx, plus next limit is 1.5 to 3, 1 into 1 upon ei into dx, and last zone is BA, where the limit is 0 to 4, 1 into 1 upon a into dx. So solve this integration on calculator and we will get this value. So the final value of F33 is equal to 10 upon EI. Okay. Now we have find out the flexibility coefficient, that is F11, F22, F33, F21, F22, F23, F31, F32 and F33. Put these values in this flexibility matrix, and this is the flexibility matrix for the given problem. Okay. Now after calculating flexibility matrix, you have to put the value of dq, then dql, then f and q in this flexibility equation or the equilibrium equation. So here dq matrix is 0, 0, 0, dql matrix minus 2200.625 minus 1588.75 minus 942.92 plus F matrix is 1 upon EI 45, 25.5, 16.5, then 25.5, 45.33, 17.5, 16.5, 17.5 and 10, and Q1, Q2, Q3 are the unknown. Now here we will take EI common and we multiply on the other side, so the EI will get cancelled. We will take the DKL matrix on the other side. Okay. Then now here you have to multiply these two matrix. So here you have to multiply row by the column. So 45 into Q1 plus 25.5 into Q2, 16.5 into Q3, here we have written, equal to what? This 2200.625. Now second row, 25.5 into Q1, 45.33 into Q2, 17.5 into Q3, equal to 1588.75. Now next 16.5 into Q1 plus 17.5 into Q2 plus 10 into Q3 equal to 942.92. Okay. Now here we'll get these three simultaneous equation. Solving this equation 1, 2 and 3, we'll get the three unknown, that is vertical reaction at T, which is Q1, horizontal reaction at T, that is Q2, and moment at T, that is Q3. And these are the values. Okay. So these are the values. Now these were the redundant values we have considered in the first case. Redundant means these were the unknown that we have considered. Now after finding out this unknown, now this structure has become statically determinate. Okay. Now we have to find out the other unknowns in the problem. Okay. Now first, as here at the support D, we know the vertical reaction at D, horizontal reaction at D, and also we know the moment at D. Now all these three values are known, so we can find out horizontal reaction at C, vertical reaction at C. Okay, we can find vertical reaction at C, horizontal reaction at C, and also we can find out moment in member CD. Okay, now here to find out this unknown, we have to use the equilibrium condition. So we'll apply the first equilibrium condition, that is moment at C equal to 0. Okay, consider anti-clockwise positive, clockwise negative. So here the MDC, that is which is acting in anti-clockwise direction, MDC, it is acting in anti-clockwise direction. Okay, so 25.48 plus, then 4.3, it is acting in which direction? Anti-clockwise direction again, so plus 4.34 into 3. Okay, then the 40 is acting in clockwise direction, so minus 40 into 2 plus MCD, it is acting in anti-clockwise direction, so plus. So here the value of MCD is what? After solving this, we will get value of MCD 41.5. Okay, now we have to find out the horizontal reaction. Here it should be C, horizontal reaction at C. Okay, so for that we'll apply the equilibrium equation summation fx equal to 0. Towards right positive, towards left negative. So HD here it is acting towards right positive. So 4.34, SC is also acting towards right and minus 40. And if you solve this, we'll get the value of horizontal reaction at C as 35.66. Okay, so after finding out the values at joint C, we'll find out the value, unknown value at joint B now. Now for that again we'll consider moment at B. We'll consider moment at B equal to 0. Consider clockwise negative, anti-clockwise positive. Okay, and where we are taking moment at B equal to 0. So first for this is point load. The point load is acting like this. So it is acting in clockwise minus the distance is 1.5. Then MBC how it is acting? Clockwise. Okay, it is acting clockwise. So here it should be minus. It should be minus. Okay. Then 41.5. This 41.5 it is acting like this. It is acting in anti-clockwise. Okay. Sorry. Here MBC is this. It is acting in anti-clockwise, so it is positive. And 41.5 it is MCB. It is acting in clockwise, so minus. Then 37.5 is vertical reaction at C. It is acting in anti-clockwise direction, so plus into the distance is 3. And if we solve this, we'll get the value of MBC. Okay, here we have found out the value of MBC 5 point. Okay, after that we have to find out the vertical reaction at B. Okay, so for that we'll apply the equilibrium equation, that is summation Fy equal to 0. So here 50 is the vertical force acting downward, okay, equal to VB plus VC. Now here we know the value of VC, that is 37.10. Okay, so 50 minus 37.10, we get the vertical reaction at B, that is 12.9. After finding the value at support B, then we'll find out here horizontal reaction at B is equal to horizontal reaction at C. So HB will be equal to 35.66. Okay, so after finding out the values at support B, okay, the next step is, okay, we'll find out the values at support E. Okay, so for that we'll apply the equilibrium equation, that is moment at A equal to 0. Okay, so where we are taking the moment at A, at this point we are taking the moment. Okay, so now force minus 5.2. So what is minus 5.2? This moment in member MBA. Now here this moment here it is acting in anti-clockwise direction. So for MBA it should act in clockwise direction. It should be equal and opposite. Okay, then and then only the joint B will be in equilibrium. So minus 5.2 plus MAB. MAB is this moment acting in what? Anti-clockwise direction, positive. Then this UDL. Okay, so this UDL will act like this. It will act in clockwise direction. So minus 25 into length is 4. This will be the force, and the distance is what? 4 divided by 2, that is 2. Then 35.66. Here HB is what? Towards the right. Now for BA it should be towards left. Here it should be equal and opposite. So 35.66 into length is what? 4. So if we solve this, we'll get the moment in member AB as 62.56 kilonewton meter. After that, we'll find out the horizontal reaction at A. For that, we are applying the equilibrium equation summation Fx equal to 0. So HA plus HB will be equal to the force, that is 25 into 4. So here we know the value of HB 35.66. So 100 minus 35.66, we'll get the horizontal reaction at A is what? 64.34. And here vertical reaction at A will be what? That is equal to vertical reaction at B, that is 12.9. Okay, here it is equal and opposite. For that you can use the equilibrium equation summation Fy equal to 0. Okay, now here first we have by using the flexibility method we have find out the unknown at support D. Okay, then by knowing the values at support D, then we have find out the unknown at joint C. Then after finding out unknown at joint C, we have find out unknown at joint B, and then we have find out unknown at joint E. So in this way we have calculated the unknowns in the undeterminate structure. So after finding out support reaction, movement, the next step, that is the output. What is the output here? To draw the shear force and bending moment diagram. Okay, so first we'll draw the shear force diagram. We know what is horizontal direction at A, 64.34. Okay, so in which direction it is? It is towards the left. So 64.34. Now in the member AB, it is loaded by what? UDL. So 25 kilonewton meter. Okay, into 4 length 100. So 64.34 minus 100, the value we will get is 35.66. Okay, so here as it is a UDL, so you have to join this by a straight line. So here the value is minus, so it is on the right side of the B. Okay, then vertical reaction at B is what? 12.9. So acting upward. Then in this portion, in B portion there is no load, so we have to join by horizontal line. Here value is 12.9. So here there is a point load of 50 kilonewton acting downward. So 12.9 minus 50. So we'll get value what? 37.10. Okay, in this portion no load, again 37.10. And at C, what is the reaction? It is 37.10. Okay, now horizontal reaction at C is what? 35.66. Okay, it is plus means it is towards right. Okay, now in portion CF there is no load, so here the value will be same. You have to join by horizontal line 35.66. Here is a point load of 40. It is towards the left, so 35.66 minus 40. So we will get what value? 4.34. Okay, in FD there is no load, so you have to join by horizontal line. So here the value is 4.34, and vertical reaction at D is what? 4.34, acting towards right, because here it is plus. So at D value will be 0. So this is the shear force diagram for the given frame. So after drawing the shear force diagram, the last step is to draw the bending moment diagram. Okay. Now for bending moment diagram, already we have calculated the moment in member AB, BA and the respective members of the given frame. Okay, moment in member AB is what now here? It is 62.66. We know the sign convention, anti-clockwise plus, okay, and clockwise is minus. Okay, so here moment in member AB is what? 62.56. It is plus means anti-clockwise. So I will keep the plane nearer to support A towards B on line AB, and I will rotate the joint in what? Anti-clockwise direction. Now I will rotate the joint A in anti-clockwise direction, and it should cut the member AB once. Okay, so here the value 62.56 is on the left hand side of the support A. Okay, so here you have seen, so you have to join this straight line. Then moment in member BA is what now? It is minus. Minus means you have to rotate the joint B in clockwise direction. Keep the plane nearer to support B towards A and rotate the joint B in clockwise direction, and it should cut the member BA once. So here this value 5.2 is on the left hand side of the B. So join this by a straight line. Then in member BC now, in member BC, the moment is what? 5.2. So it is plus. That means here I will rotate the joint B how? In anti-clockwise direction. So I will rotate the joint B in anti-clockwise direction, and it should cut the members once. So here the value 5.0 is above the line BC. Now here the moment in member CB is what? Minus. Minus means you have to rotate the joint C in clockwise direction. So I will rotate the joint C in clockwise direction, and it should cut the line CB once. So here this value 41.5. Okay. Now next, the force, the moment in member CD is what? Is 41.5 plus. So rotate the joint C in anti-clockwise direction and cut the member CD once. Okay. Then member DC. Here the value is what? Plus. Plus means you have to rotate the joint D in anti-clockwise direction. So I will rotate the joint D in anti-clockwise direction, and it should cut the member DC once. Okay, so the value 25.48 is on the left hand side. So join this by a straight line. Okay. So here we have find out the fixed bending moment. Now we'll draw the free bending moment diagram. Okay. So these signs are very important to draw the bending moment diagram. So here in portion AB, which type of load is there? There is the UDL is there. For UDL, the value of free bending moment is WL square by 8. Okay. WL square by 8. Okay. So value of W is 25, value of L is 4. And if we solve this, we'll get the value of free bending moment is 50. So here as there is UDL, so you have to join this by a second degree curve. Okay. So this is the second degree curve. So value of the free bending moment is 50. Now in portion BC, there is a point load and that point load is acting at the center. So value is WL by 4. So value of W is 50, L is 3. So 50 into 3 upon 4. So the value is 37.5. Okay. Now next here there is a point load, but the point load is not at the center. So value of free bending moment is what? WAB upon L. Now this is value of A and this is value of B. Value of A is what here? 2. Value of B is 1. So 40 into 2 into 1 and total length is how much? This much. That is 3. Okay. So we'll get the value 26.6. So join this by a straight line. So here we have imposed the free bending moment diagram on the fixed bending moment diagram. So this diagram is a superimposed bending moment diagram. In exam they will told to draw the bending moment diagram. So there you have to draw the superimposed bending moment diagram. Okay. So thank you for watching this video.